All right, let's dive into something that honestly goes way beyond just customer service. We're talking about a service mindset, which is really just a powerful blueprint for making pretty much every human connection you have, well, better. You've been there, right? I mean, we've all been there. You're stuck on the phone explaining the same thing for the third time, feeling like you're talking to a brick wall. But then there are those other moments, those times where you hang up the phone and think, wow, they actually listened. They actually helped. What's the secret sauce? What's the big difference?
Well, here's the thing. It's almost never about skill. You can teach someone the right buttons to push in an afternoon. The real game changer, the thing that makes all the difference, is their mindset. See, skills tell you what to do, but mindset determines how you do it. It's the difference between just following a script and actually writing the story of that conversation together.
So, we're going to break this down into 5 key choices, 5 mindsets that can totally transform an interaction. We'll start with curiosity, then move to empathy, leading with ownership, finding a solution, and finally embracing growth. Because that's really the foundation of it all, isn't it? A great interaction isn't about following a flowchart. It's built on a perspective. It all comes down to how you think about the other person. Which brings us to choice number 1. The first mindset is all about curiosity. It's about training yourself to look right past the first thing someone says and ask yourself, okay, but what's really going on here? What's the emotion behind the words? And you can see this shift right here. A poor mindset is like a vending machine. You put a question in, you get an answer out. It's just a transaction. But a curious mindset, it digs deeper. It knows the first question is almost never the real issue. You stop being just an order tracker and you become a partner. Just look at this example. Where's my order? The surface response is technically correct, but it's a total dead end. The curious response, though, hears the anxiety under the question. It names the feeling. I'm guessing you might be concerned. And then it opens the door to actually help. That is the power of getting curious. And once you're curious, you can't help but move on to our second mindset, connecting with empathy. This is all about being able to step into someone else's shoes, even for just a second, and really validate how they're feeling. Now, let's be super clear. Empathy doesn't mean you agree with them. It's not about saying you're right to be freaking out. It's just about saying, I get that from your point of view, this is really frustrating, and that feeling is totally valid. It's a huge shift from judging their reaction to just acknowledging their experience. I mean, just feel the difference here. The first response is all process. It's cold, it's distant. The second one, it immediately connects with the disappointment of a ruined birthday. In that single moment, you've gone from being part of the problem to being their ally and finding a solution. Which leads perfectly into our third and maybe the most crucial mindset of all, leading with ownership. This is the decision to say, this problem is mine now. I'm going to see it through to the end, even if it has nothing to do with your department. Nothing is more frustrating than being passed around, right? Having to tell your story over and over again, that's what a lack of ownership feels like. But a person with an ownership mindset becomes your champion. They say, don't worry, you're with me now, I've got this. And notice the key phrase in this example, I'll handle the coordination. The person taking ownership isn't suddenly a billing expert, but they take the burden off the customer. They become the project manager for getting it fixed. And that's really what it boils down to. People just want one person who will stick with them and see their problem through to the end. That's it. It's that simple, and it's absolutely revolutionary. So you're curious, you're empathetic, you've taken ownership. Now it's time for mindset number 4. You have to be a problem solver. This is just the fundamental belief that no matter what, there's always something you can do to make the situation better. You know, a policy-focused person is like a human roadblock. They hit a rule and they just stop. Sorry, can't help you. But a problem solver, they see no as the beginning of a conversation. They start looking for a different way, a creative way to find a yes. This example is perfect because the problem solver can't give the customer what they actually want. But instead of just ending it there, they offer something else. They find a different way to provide value. And often, that effort is what people remember most. Okay, and finally, our 5th mindset. This is the one that fuels all the others, especially on the tough days. It's all about embracing growth. It's about how you bounce back from those really difficult conversations. See, a fixed mindset takes a hard conversation and turns it into a verdict. See, I knew it. I'm just not good at this.
But a growth mindset sees that exact same interaction as a lesson. Okay, that was rough. What can I learn from it? How can I handle that better next time? It literally turns failure into your personal training plan.
And it's a simple, active process. Step 1, just admit it was hard. Wow, that was a tough one. Step 2, figure out why, without judging yourself. I think I took it personally. And step 3, make a plan. Okay, next time, I'm going to try this instead. That's how you build real resilience. So let's wrap it all up. This is the whole package. It starts with curiosity to understand the real problem. You connect with empathy to show you care. You lead with ownership to become their champion. You find a creative solution. And you embrace growth so you get better every single time. And this is the most important part of the whole thing. None of this is about personality. You aren't born empathetic or curious. Every single one of these is a choice you get to make in every interaction, every single day. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Which one of these 5 choices, if you really focused on it just this week, could totally change the way you connect with people? Not just at work, but everywhere. Now that's a choice worth making.